Hello, y'all. Welcome to Bamm Raw TV. I'm Bamm, aka the 411 Giant. Hey, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell icon so you'll know when my next video coming out. Hey, in this episode here, I'm gonna talk about my route through the system and the fact that my route through the system, as you're gonna see and you're gonna hear, that I've been through 7 penitentiaries, USPs, never been nowhere low, and 2 supermax, and 1 medical facility. So in my route, I've been welcomed by men's. You're gonna see the photos. I've been on men's called me out from all different places, all parts of the South, DC, Baltimore. Men's called me out when they taking pictures, when they're on the yard, in the gym. I may be over here. Hey man, come over here, man. Get on here with me, man. Take a picture with me. Go. Come over here, get on picture with me. Dude don't just easily want you on their picture. Dude don't want suckers on their pictures. Dude don't want rats on their pictures. Dude don't want fake ass dudes on their pictures. They want real men's on the pictures. They calling you over to be on their picture, or if you put together and get on pictures, you pretty much gonna be a man. I've been on all these yards, and nobody never stopped me from coming on the yard. Every yard they done took me to, I done came out on it. Ain't never been, only time I ever been denied a yard, it was by the warden. And he still couldn't stop me. I still came there. USP Pollock, the warden turned me down 3 times. He said, I don't want him there. He got too much influence. I don't want him there, and he has no respect for the authority. But that's what he was lying at. You're going to see that in the things that I tell y'all about the system, and I try to educate you about the system, because I'm going to start telling y'all about the system is just not about the fight with the inmates. It's about the fight to come home. It's about the fight with these guards. These guards are not pristine as our family thinks, as people think. I started off in USP Florence. When I started off at USP Florence, it was the roughest. It took the murder rate over USP Lewisburg. USP Lewisburg had the murder rate. It had the top murder rate of any USP. USP Lewisburg was known for generally had the record for having 8 murders a year. Well, USP Florence came there, and it took the record at 12 murders a year. Now, the reason it took the record of 12 murders a year, the record would show that USP Florence was the first federal penitentiary made for long time lockdown. So they started bringing a high level of criminals there, but they also started bringing a high level of people there who had X's in their record. They started bringing people from other countries there that had them told and had them did things. See, back then, we had access at a thing called PSI. And I'm going to tell you about that. That thing, that PSI, this PSI, in many cases, determine where you live or die. If this PSI wasn't right at USP Florence, you had 2 weeks to present this. If you presented this and it showed that you had ratted or did anything foul enough for you to die, and you stupid enough to still be on that compound when your people looked at it, you were dead. I watched little Louis ride a dude down, twice his size. Louis was on his neck, steady stabbing the dude, until the dude fell down on the ground, and then he finished him out. The dude was running with Louis on his neck. Louis weighed about 120 pounds. He was running with the dude, and the dude had to be about 230. All muscle, but Lou was on his neck, holding on to him. Dude was swinging up at him. He couldn't. After wife started looting, just stabbed him up and rolled him down. Everybody, that's what the thing. If you didn't have that in 2 weeks, it became so dangerous that the people outlawed it. You could not have your PSI. You had they had to keep it at the legal thing. If they catch you with their PSI, they were gonna take it and give you a shot. I had so much legal work, I kept 5 of them hid in mines. But you wasn't supposed to have it no more. It's because so many people died over this thing. But that's part of what I'm telling you about the system, and I'm gonna break all that down. I'm gonna tell you how this PSI is important to you in seeing your family and things that may come up later. But like I said about my route through the system, I'm gonna educate you on the things. If you wanna get out of there, I'm gonna try to tell you how to survive it. I did not, because of the time that I had, and my mindset was, if you got over 30 years, you ain't never coming out. Turned out to be wrong. But that was my mindset then, so that's why I moved the way I moved. But I know different now, and maybe some of the stuff I say can help y'all. Preferably, y'all won't go there. But this is about my route through the system. I went to, like I said, 7 spots. I went to USP Florence, left USP Florence. I went to USP Leavenworth, the oldest penitentiary it was. I went from the newest penitentiary it was to the oldest penitentiary it was. I go to the oldest penitentiary it is. Now it's a whole different flux. I go to oldest penitentiary here where the white boys got the bases, the Aryan brother, because they've been having help from the start. Everything set up where they are pretty much dominant. Everything, I go there and they like, oh, you can't go back in that section there, cause you go back in that section, white boys, they stand up. What this nigga doing back here? You know? Police will come get you and pull you. Hey man, what you doing back there? Yeah, you mean what I'm doing back here? I go where I wanna go, you know. So situating like that. So when you get there, you gotta see how to play, how things play. You know, you see how they play out. So you start seeing you run around, you got knives this long, they got lawnmower blades. So now you got to figure out how, okay, now, since my knife ain't as big as everybody else, since they got the police on their side, I can't do no arguing. When it happens, I got to be the first one to strike. And so, so I'm gonna stay out their way. They gonna stay out of my way. Don't want to do no business with them. Don't want to be no friend. I'm not racist. Ain't got no problem. But I don't like being on the wrong end of the stick. So when I kept, I met some that I got along pretty good with. But I didn't do no business with them. Because I seen they had that cockiness from being down there. But now them same ones you can catch on another thing with even ground, and they're a whole different individual. I mean, I guess that's life. So I'm down there. I end up catching every place I left. I end up leaving it, catching the stabbing. Well, all of them did leave and catching the stabbing because I did what I do. I'm a small man in a big world, so that's what I was doing then. I'm not saying I'm a whole different man now because I'm out here. I'm an old man, but old man trying to live my life and enjoy my children. But at that time there, I had a different mindset. And like I said, some of the information that I'm going to be giving is prayerfully to help my people or the men who go in there or the men who got people in there. But I don't wish that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I wish education and thinking and integrity on the people that listen to this. Okay, I leave there and I end up getting sent to Marion for, because of the guy, I think I stabbed one, got hit 13 times. I got stabbed too now. They wasn't laying down. I don't stab people who lay down. They wasn't laying down, and I ended up getting stabbed about 6 times. But anyway, long story short, I got sent to Marion, Supermax Marion, And I go there, they end up catching one stab in there. That's just the longest place I did. Well, that I didn't catch a shot. I didn't catch an incident. I only caught one incident report there in 5 years. Basically because we were locked up most of the time. So in the step down unit, I met some good men. Then I got sent from there. I got sent to Pollock. And that's the Pollock. They did not want me there because the warden said I was too influential on the yard and I didn't have no respect for authority. And again, I said that was wrong. I did not have respect for a dirty authority. And I want to break down one section on that, and that's going to be a very important section. And so when I get from there to Pollock, that's when I go down there and we had the issue with our homeboys when we fought each other, New Orleans versus Shreveport. And that went down, and I got shipped to USP Lewisburg. I got shipped to USP Lewisburg, as I'm going to tell about that further on. It's just the route through it. I'm going to break it down and tell a lot of more of that. As you know, the USP Lewisburg I went there. First time I get there, I had so much legal work that I ended up, one of my knives, when I was out on the yard knife fighting, I still had one of my knives inside of my legal work. So I ended up when I first got there, they put me in a hole because they found a knife in my legal work. So I get out the hole from that, and everything went good. And they shot me up on the red top. I got shot up on the red top for we was whooping a dude on the red top because he was a rat. And they shot us up with the balls and everything. I didn't know them windows opened up there at the control tower. That's on the red top. When you're coming through the hallway, them bastards, the windows open up and they just started shooting us there. I grabbed Boo and put him in front of me, but they hadn't shot me up by then. So then I got out from that, and they ended up sending me to the hole for threatening and intimidating staff for trying to talk to me. I told them I don't do no talking to staff. And they give me a threatening intimidation. They put me in the hole. And I ended up tying my celly up in the hole for trying to rape a little kid. So they shipped me from there. They shipped me to Canaan. And Canaan was going to be a holdover for me until Hazelton had a spot for me. And so they tell me I get in a hole. They're going to hold me in a hole there. And I realized that you can't buy no food in the hole and you can't have no radio. So I tell my celly, I said, listen, man, you pack up your stuff when you go to rec, because I'm not staying here. So y'all keep your stuff from getting gassed up and everything. I said, because I'm going to set your stuff outside, man, because I'm not, unless you want to gas with me, I'm not staying here like this. They better take me where I'm supposed to go. So he said, all right, he packed up his stuff. And so when they came back, I stuck his stuff out the door. I said, here go his stuff, man, going on. I ain't going for it. I said, y'all might well bring it on. So they came there and we went on their gas and shot me up with the things going on. So when they come on, they put me in the red cage, let me air out a little bit, and they come to get me out of the red cage. I made them gas again and going on. And they told me, so listen, you're going to be on the first plane going if you just cool down. Put me back in the cell by myself. I was gone that Monday. They sent me to Hazelton. I get to Hazelton. They let me out, put me out on the yard. I was in Hazelton 7 months. I caught 3 knife shots, assault on officer. Then they put me in a hole. I went to court. I got indicted for it. He ended up getting 3 years. And I got the 3 years for that. They held me in the hole, and they were trying their old abusive games. So I ended up teaming back there about probably 18, 20 times. Shot me up pretty good. and put me in restraints a few times. So that's one of my routes. So anyway, they finally sent me to the special management unit. I end up catching about. They end up having to send me in while I was in the special management unit. They said I had too much influence down there, so they took me and put me back in the ADX cell away from everybody. So they had me in a cell by myself. I had a wreck by myself. I was on a 6-man walk. And so back there we was going at it. We were gassing and fighting, and I held the matches up. They had to come with a grenade gun. They had to come with a beanbag gun, and so finally they shipped me on the USP. Not USP, but Supermax ADX. And when I went there, it started all over again because I had the charge of assault on officers, and that they kind of kept the charge going. But that's the route that I took, and the route that you're gonna see through the pictures and going on. Never had a situation where I wasn't allowed by inmate on the yard. I wasn't allowed by inmate on the yard because my paperwork wasn't right, or because my character wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was a madman. I was angry. My brother had testified against me. I had a lot, I had a lot on my mind. I had a lot on my heart. So, I wasn't the best person, but I still went by the code. I still went by the code that I know. At that time, the code that I was living by, I went by it. I got paperwork here that show you the shots that I got, the incident reports. I should have pictures and everything. But this is going to be the route, and I got plenty of pictures to show me on all the different yards again. And I expressed that when you see people taking pictures, I don't know how it is now. I talked to Lala. I talked to Cat Kizak, but he's in the state, the body snatcher. I talked to one of my people, Big Mike. As a matter of fact, I talked to Big Mike and Mecca. And it's basically the same for what they're saying. You ain't just gonna come in and embrace nobody and be calling people over to be on your pictures and going on. If you think they some shit, if you think you don't want no shit on your picture. You don't want no rat on your picture. You don't want no dude who don't account for nothing. You don't want no dude who just been a statue on the yard. You got people been on the yard right now that when you walk, if you not remembered for nothing, if you have not made an impact somewhere, then people don't want to fool with you. People tell you, hey man, I was on the yard over there with such and such. And then you call such and such and he say, who? And you said, man, right here and such a man did this here going on and such. And you still saying who? That's the man who ain't gonna get on the picture. That's the man who didn't get on the picture. That's the man who did not affect nothing. Now I ain't saying that's a bad thing. If his purpose was to go in there, stay out the way, and go home, he did what he's supposed to do. He did what he wanted to do. He did what he should have did. But as far as being impactful on that yard, making an impression on every yard that he went on, that's the stuff that these people are talking about. That's the stuff that these people make stories about. And, it's not always a good thing because the people they making stories about suffered a lot. We suffered a lot in a lot of situations. But it happened. What can we do? We can't take it back. We tell our story, get our relief. Hopefully that y'all hear them. Hopefully y'all learn from them. But it's me coming at you, letting you know I'm finna start putting them out there. And I'm put these pictures and I'm giving y'all my route through here. Now I'm start breaking it down. So I'm letting y'all know what I'm finna do. I'm finna start breaking it down where I was, what happened here, what happened here. I'm finna start breaking it down with the police. I'm gonna give you the thing that a lot of y'all don't know about the police that work there. Certain conditions that are allowed within their mindset in order to be able to get a job here that they couldn't get a job on the street. That's why they fall back and take that job here, because they failed at this one and they still want to have that same mentality. It's like, it's y'all gonna see it. It's intriguing and it's knowledgeable to know the mindset. This individual failed at this, so he take a lower level because he want to be part of this so bad. And you got a son going, well, I'm going to break it down to y'all. Okay? It's Bamm Bamm Raw TV. Much love for y'all. Let's enjoy this new year. All right. 1. Hit that subscribe button. I want y'all to hit that like button. I want y'all to hit that bell icon. And get ready for these videos that finna start coming out. All right. 1.